Hey all, are we back on your end? I think I fixed it, but Streamlabs
For
had
my
the
cat right
moment.
now.
Well, you can
So
be. I'm sorry about you're being assaulted by a cat. I'm trying to figure out why the hell my it just beeped, like the whole setup just
yeah,
went a little weird. Are we back, everybody? I think
it
we
looks
are.
like it looks like we're back. At least
Okay.
here. Okay. So if I recall correctly, we had said there are 3 things of laudanum, 1 thing of opium, 5 bandages, and 2 smelling salts for sale. Um. So this entire thing would be almost as much as the cart, more or less. Sorry, I'm missing.
Like a whole gold or
Like 8 to 9 silver. Ow, cat.
okay.
Yeah. The big pricey piece is the opium.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, I can do that. Will you give me a discount for buying all of it?
Roll me a roll me a well, hold on. It's a persuade check. I always forget the name.
Bargain.
There's a bargain check.
Bargain. Thank you. I'm like, yeah.
Which I'm not trained in. Okay. General bargain, hard bargain.
This is a flat bargain.
Okay. Like I crit to read the grocery list, a 22 under 49.
Well, you all seem so sweet. As she like nervously eyes the symbol of Sigmar on you. I don't see why we couldn't come to a reasonable agreement. It is to help folk after all, and you didn't want the devastating poisons, so I could do this reasonably and given 5 silver.
I will hand her 5 silver.
So you have 5 bandages, 2 smelling salts, 3 laudanum, and 1 opium.
While we're here, you don't happen to have Black Lotus Quicksilver or Royal Water, do you?
Oh, my, such a Ooh, hold on. So what did you want? A Quicksilver, Black Lotus,
And
or
Royal Water.
or Royal Water?
Those are less pressing. They have really bizarre and specific things that they're used for. No. Okay,
No, I don't
fine.
have any of that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's not surprising. They're hard to come by. I appreciate your help and the information, and I will go ahead and give her another silver.
It's very much appreciated. She like makes a like a strange gesture in the air, and she goes, "The blessing of Tal go with you." Tal is one of the Imperial Pantheon gods. It is the god of like nature.
He's one of
and
the
hunt.
okay ones.
You guys are generally in Tibetan in Tal Bottenheim. You guys are like generally in the region that the worship of Tal originated in, so it's not super surprising to come across somebody worshiping Tal here.
No. You don't go up to the Abbey much, do you?
Not particularly, no. There was about a month ago, the Reverend Sister fell ill.
What sort of illness?
She was quite old, and she caught she was running a high fever, and I did what I could, but at some point, more comes for us all.
They brought her here when she was unwell?
No, I simply heard word, and we came to pay our respects.
Well, I appreciate your assistance. I will leave.
So we will say that the group largely reconvenes around the well.
I'm headed to the inn.
Oh, you're heading to the inn?
Yeah, I have I have things that need to be acquired.
Oh, all right then. What were you looking to buy at the inn?
I need your apples, I need your oats, I need what sugar you have, and I need wine.
Ooh. All right, I want to fast play this ever so slightly. Roll me a bargain check, and let's see what you come away with.
Okie dokie. So 13 under 46.
13 under 4. All right, so
The pride
First-
dice are strong today.
yeah, seriously. So you come away with 10 sacks of food, which will feed all, like, everybody in this group would be fed by 1 sack of food, essentially. So you have like 10 days worth of group rations right there. And then you also get 7 bottles of wine.
Right? For how much?
Ooh, that's right. How much silver did you have left?
I've got 9 silver. I've got
Yeah.
9 gold crowns.
That'd probably run you about 3 silver total.
3 silver. All right.
Yeah, silver's not an insignificant coin to be thrown around in a town like this.
All right. 10 days.
On a town that mostly works on the in-kind and barter system, throwing around silver coins is something. Frankly, their whole economy is going to be wrecked for at least a couple months after this.
I was gonna say he dropped a gold. The economy is
the economy's just tanked.
I took a bunch of tools, a very nice cart, tack. I paid a good bit.
Yeah, it's fair.
So there. Good. Now I need to find a man about some goats.
Well,
Unless you've got one butchered back there. Do you have a cow?
one goat butchered back there.
All right. Get me some salt to go with it, and I'll give you another silver.
All right. Oh, let's see. You guys get 2 days worth of goat meat, salted. So it'll probably last for a little bit.
Oh, it's going to get used quick. Oh. There. Like, the cart getting pulled along, just loaded in.
Eldar just pulling the cart with like food and individual. Actually, I would say before we reconvene, would it be possible for us to take our break? Because I remember we also need the individuals to be added to the back of the cart. And for the
There's a
group to
lot going in the
reconvene.
cart.
Yeah, there's a lot going in the cart. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the group regrouping and discussing everything, and then moving back to him.
All right then, everybody. Stretch Bio will be back in about 8 minutes, and I'll see you all then. Hello, friends. Welcome back. We are back. We hope you are refreshed, renewed, and ready for part 2 of our Zweihander the Long Retreat campaign. I am turning it back over to our dear friend, Tom. You have the floor, sir.
All right, we have reconvened as Gisela has come back to the well, carrying a bag of supplies. Aldar has returned, pulling a whole ass cart. And Nethra and Remsa are tending to the horse, the prisoner, and now a still somewhat damp 7-year-old boy is like just hanging off the side with a couple friends. Just putting, see, look how big he is. As the group reconvenes.
Ready to go?
One last stop. I made an agreement in order to get this incredibly nice cart for the deal I did, that 2 poor injured souls from the local temple will be riding along with us back.
See, you say it all slow like that, which makes me think there's more to it than you're saying, because
The priest with you, walking with Gisela, Kristen, in the like kind of looks back. Goes, they mentioned that, did they? Ludolf is forward, but not incorrect. That help in that regard would be most appreciated. Turns to Gisela, please understand, we are a house of worship and mercy. When individuals come to our house asking for help and treatment for wounds, we do not ask too many questions, or we simply provide aid.
I am aware how houses of worship work.
So we have 2 individuals, both of them injured in the previous battle held a few weeks ago, and we've been treating them as best we could. However, it seems one of them appears to be recovering all right. The other wounds have not healed correctly, perhaps getting turning sour as they were. And they require more advanced healing than we are able to provide here.
Not something Guskin can fix.
Geskin is a skilled healer, but the Abbey is home to the best healers in the area.
And yet, I still feel like there's something that's being talked around.
Apparently, our Reverend Sister Anya isn't a local.
Well, I mean, they just said that the previous Reverend Sister died recently.
Yeah, but no one knowing of the current head of the Abbey is a rather strange thing, don't you think?
It is, and there are some additional strange things we should talk about, but probably not standing in the middle of town.
Is this a no on the 2 individuals?
No, we're going to offload your problem.
No one has told me yet why these individuals, what we're talking around here.
They are not children of Sigmar. They
We
are
are
most
all
likely
children of Sigmar. Some of us just
Everyone
don't
is
acknowledge it as
Everyone are
readily as
children of
others.
Sigmar. It's... Oh. Well, so's the one you threw in the back. I mean, I could execute them. That would be very simple.
No, that's not what we're asking at all. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there won't be a problem.
This sounds an awful like you're planning on killing them, which concerns
me.
Wait, but you want us to feed them then?
My good lady, will make sure that they are delivered in one piece. My concern is that our hostess with the mostess may not be who she says she is.
So we promised to get them out of here, and we promised not to kill them ourselves.
But I am uncertain of Reverend Sister Anya's tender mercies anymore.
You question the current Reverend Sister of the Abbey?
And again, I was
It's
wanted us to talk about this later, but I think he's not wrong. That list was not what she said it was.
I.
Um,
I'm not young, madam. And the fact
Madam
that
or her
the
madam?
well, I'm referring to the
Okay.
I am not young. And the fact that the battlefield has not been ministered by those of the Abbey already kind of rubbed me the wrong way. This is making me think of something that I'd had to deal with in my youth. And I am not fond of it.
this you were raising concerns that seem valid. Perhaps looking at Jacob, and Jacob's just kind of like looking a little like nervous between everybody. Perhaps you should leave your wounded with us, and Geskin will see to him, and then you will send word back about the situation at the Abbey.
I think that's a real good idea.
Yeah.
This sounds like the best possible out. And if it is nothing, you will send word, and we'll send the wounded. We will even, it looks over at Nether, change their clothes for you. Maybe shave off facial hair. Or,
Yeah, madam, I do not want to cause a panic. But I am going to tell you this with all sincerity, considering the number of dead that are out on that battlefield. Gather all the wood you can. Be able to reinforce at a moment's notice. And every single forge should be lit tonight to make amends.
You think there's some sort of threat?
I didn't get this old by not acknowledging things and considering how things are playing out. I think we may have a smiler.
Oh, you had to say it. You had to say it. Look, fine lady, religious person that you are. You don't even have to worry about that. It's a battlefield that's been left unattended for a long time, and a bunch of animals might be coming here, and fire discourages them. So, just pull yourselves in at night and lock the doors and don't pay any attention to anything that comes knocking. That's my advice. And you're just gonna like walk away, slightly around Aldar.
Yes, we will be on guard for any ruinous powers that could assert themselves.
I also possibly recommend trenches with fire in them are really, really good.
I see.
And if you can't have a trench with fire in it, well, you have those really nice lanterns at the
Jacob
chapel.
kind of like shifts his arm, being like, I don't know if I'm much good for digging trenches, but I can show him where to dig them.
Yeah, there's that. Also,
I do know my business a little bit.
I bet you got some real nice burning oil in that. Just
I take two of the mortuary swords from the horse, and I take the brace of pistols.
Are the handguns?
The two hand cannons.
Okay, so the hand cannons are definitely the more mundane of the mundane of the weapons you've got.
I give those. I put the two hand cannons around Jacob's neck.
Oh, god damn it!
And I hand the two mortuary swords to the madam. I hope you have absolutely no need for these, but in case you do, I'd rather you have.
The Jacob says thank you, and he looks at Gisela in particular and says, like, may Sigmar's god Ulrich watch over you.
Well, that won't be necessary because Sigmar is watching over me and he watches over everyone.
Yeah, you're damn right he does. Ah, fuck. He like walks off.
All right. Well, for an unpleasant trip back.
Nethra is gonna try and show Remsaw how to hitch this warhorse to this carriage, and this is gonna be one of those is like, yes, I know it's well beneath you. I'm so sorry. It's so far beneath your status to be pulling this, but we appreciate you for that, anyways. As she's talking to it, the horse. Cart.
Remsal absorbs the information and learns something new about hitching horses to posts.
Oh, cart.
Oh, this cart too. Shit. Was I ready for that? I don't know.
So, I will say that Billy, you can flavor it. How long does it take Remshaw to do this?
So he's shown the right way when demonstrated. Because I'm sure Nethra's like, all right, I see you do this. I want to see you do it before I walk away, and then he'll do it, but in a way that makes Nethra think that it was a stroke of luck that he got it right that time. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was stumbling every step of the way and just so happened to come across the correct answer, how to hitch it to a post.
Yeah. So you're hiding it a little bit.
It's not a skill set, so he's trying to play it cool, but he's knots are not his thing.
Do you have a guile? Do you have a dot and guile?
Do I have a dot and guile? I know it's part of my track. I don't know if I purchased it yet, so let me double check. Nope.
Okay. You can roll me a guile check with fellowship just to see how well you hide it from everybody, that you actually are kind of quick on the pickup.
Okay. What's the main score for that? Sorry.
Fellowship.
Okay. And here we go. Yeah. 11 out of 46.
Yeah, you hide it really well. Remsaw's growing competence is still disguised from most of the group. Actually, all the group with an 11. That's a crit success. So everyone has pressing things on their mind. As you set off back down the path you came, I'm assuming, Nethra, are you guiding the cart?
Mm-hmm. And she's got both of the rifles mounted, and she's kind of like jury-rigged a mount so that they're both mounted on the driver's box next to her.
Yeah, you got like two. If you would like, let's see. What's your primary? Are you tradecraft or education as your like your engineer skill?
My engineer skill.
Like, what do you have a dot in education or tradecraft?
I have one in both.
Oh. Would you like looking at these weapons? How would Nethra kind of try to look at them? Would you look at from the like a more academic level of like how do they work, or more of like how, like, are you trying to reverse engineer it in your mind?
No, I think it would probably always be tradecraft. It's like she could probably take it apart and she'll do that later, but right now it's like I want to rig these to the cart so that I can have these as the thing. But that also lets me use my trait in tradecraft, which is if I succeed, it's always considered a crit success.
Yep. All right, sounds good. Roll me a tradecraft.
So that's a 14 under a 37.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a crit.
So first of all, you've encountered wheel lock weapons before, so you understand how that works. the Hochlanders seem to have miniaturized a rotating barrel system, very similar to a large piece of artillery that you are familiar with. But there's a few details here that you very quickly find out that they did that are downright clever to get the action to be very smooth and to work with the triggering so that the individual working the rifle doesn't have to manually turn the barrels each time they do. It has an almost revolver-like action to them. It's very well made. And now, Nethra, you have a pretty solid understanding of how this works, so that if one of them were to misfire at any point, you would have a pretty good understanding of how to fix it and maintain this weapon so it could continue to function after that misfire. So, Nethra, anything else you'd like to do on this, or are you content studying your weapon?
I'm content to keep the weapons and then keep the horse and, you know, keeping an eye out on things, because that's what I do.
Remshaw, on the walk back, what are you doing?
Taking some time and appreciating freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact he's with a bunch of people he barely knows, he's trying to get the gist, and just kind of takes some time and starts appreciating the nature of things around him. The fact that there's organic things and not cold hard metal.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, where metal rods would imprison him, like the long cylindrical things covered in bark and leaves are something that signifies quite the opposite. So he draws that parallel between like prison bars and trees, and it's like, oh, it's weird. Strange.
You're moving east, so to your right, to the south, even in the failing light, the Drakwald, the massive forest that takes up the center of the empire, looms, and many would find it intimidating, but there is something liberating and freeing about the openness of nature as composed to the closed-in stink of the cities that you grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Gisela,
Yes.
what would you like to do during your walk?
Remembering that Aldar was being very suspicious of the Reverend Sister, who
Mhm.
I am also starting to have my suspicions of, I would attempt to like nonchalantly walk next to him. I'm not sure if one can be nonchalant in quite this much armor, but
Mm-hmm.
I assure you, you are quite chalant.
probably. So you were saying no one knew where the Reverend Sister Anya was from?
No.
Yeah, that was what I was told too. And we got a bunch of stuff on this trip. You know, the one thing we didn't get,
What?
the stuff we were sent for. Apparently, it's like super, super poisonous. Like kill dozens of people poisonous.
I lost my parents when I was quite young.
I mean, I feel like I should say I'm sorry, but I also don't know what that has to do with this conversation.
Cult happened. somebody incredibly pleasant from outside the community came in. Always smiling, always kind. But it wasn't too long before people started getting sick. They'd always go to the Abbey and to her tender embrace. And then the mourning started. Only a dozen of us got out.
What happened to them?
Tender mercies of the Plague Father.
I don't want to discount the tragedy of that incident, and far too many rural wise women tend to go that way, but the wounds were being well treated. They didn't appear infected. Wouldn't that be the opposite of what someone devoted to the Plague Father would want?
You can mask a great many things with kindness.
You
But
can,
the-
but infection isn't one of them.
Oh, the things on the outside, yeah. But how much of that stuff that was handed to our young compatriot that wouldn't sit still, and also Ebba, has she been pumping into them? And all those dead on the field haven't been gathered and burned. I faced the Walking Dead system. I know what that means.
Anyone who would like in this conversation can roll me a folklore.
I will not be rolling that because you want to know what I traded out in my my path?
Fair enough.
Folklore.
I will roll folklore.
So I could take
mind
more
you,
martial
all we
ranged.
have lots of fortune points left because we're not really playing a heavy roll session.
No,
I got a 36 under a 56.
39 under 49.
Ooh, so Eldar,
Mhm.
you mentioned The Walking Dead. I am assuming you mean the plague and pox walkers of the grandfather who gifts his false life to. Both of you, undeath in this world is still a rarity. Once thought eliminated. Gisela, you rolled slightly better, like success-wise, like success levels.
Yeah,
got
Gisela,
down
you
there.
are
success
educated in the
levels.
realms of Sigmar. You actually know for a fact that there were records of the great elimination of undeath by empires past. Though about a century ago, there was a great rumor that in the great city of Sahir, well south of here, the great port capital of the Massanisan Empire, that they were besieged by the undead. But this is a long-standing folk tale from a far-flung empire, easily could be dismissed as myth. Much more difficult to dismiss was 30 years ago, the Night of the Restless Dead, where as best as the Magisters and Eldar, this is the part you would also be aware of because you literally lived through it. As best as the Imperial College can explain, there was a great surge of magic, and there was a spontaneous necromantic event, as would be termed. Ghosts rose from the grave, and in many instances, their small villages were wiped from the map. Larger cities had graveyards rise. It was just before the Civil War started, probably about 2-ish decades ago, that it happened, and it proved an irrefutable proof point that undeath had been returned to the world. Other than that, there's only been a few instances, though both of you had heard whispers and rumors of cults popping up in the empire, many of them offering worship to a god able to defeat either the ruinous powers or the enemies that plagued them there be by through any number of things, but often the great silence is invoked, and the whispered name of the Golden Forged is mentioned in this as the bringer of this great silence that can bring the peace to the world.
All I know is I'm not expecting things to be good when we get back.
No. I guess my hope is that she still needed whatever this was. Maybe we can cut her off at the pass. Maybe she's not able to finish whatever her plan is. I definitely think we need to talk to the captain before we report back to the Abbey.
If the captain's still alive.
That's just defeatist talk. Of course the captain is still going to be alive. She didn't have her poison yet.
Gisela? Nethra? Walking wounded, but walking. Me? Well, my head's a bit rattled. Well, I'm good at what I do. We took Remsaw. You know, the man that can cleave someone in half. And yourself, who have been ministering to the others. If there was any time to strike, it will have been longer gone.
The captain isn't a bad combatant.
No. But if those sisters have been corrupted, numbers eventually get you.
Guess we'll have to see when we get there.
Yeah. If you got a torch, you might want to light it. We might have to commit some mild arson.
She's gonna look at her hammer, be like, I don't think it does actual fire, but I'm gonna go ahead and, I mean, because we're talking Nurgle and undead and shit. I'm going to cast Anoint Weapon because it lasts in the hours duration.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I can look this up real quick, but Anoint Weapon.
Yeah.
About how long does that take to cast?
It is not a concentration. It's an instantaneous effect.
It's an instantaneous effect. Oh, like where is it in generalist?
It's a generalist spell. It doesn't have a casting time.
Okay. Hold on.
It has a this is how long it lasts once I do it time.
So Anoint Weapon, remind me, I'm trying to find it. It takes there it is. 3 drops of holy water dabbed on a weapon. Distance any weapon you can touch. you would take like a little bit of time to sit there and like do the proper like application of this upon the weapons. Would you take that time?
You can hop in the cart.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna do that because Aldar's paranoia is getting to me. It's not gonna hurt anything to do it.
Whose weapons are you anointing?
We're definitely gonna start with we're gonna start with the melee weapons. And then if I have time, I'll get to
The cart is absolutely fair. If you want to, how much holy water do you have?
this is not something that you and I talked about. You said I had enough for my spells.
Okay, that's fair.
'Cause we're talking in drops of holy water.
We can say right now, that you have a like flask of holy water,
Okay.
and you want to anoint 3 people's worth of melee weapons, and then,
I'm good. I am designed as an incredibly hard to kill blender. So
I would say it would use like a third of your bottle to anoint everyone's weapons.
Do I have the ability to make more?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
there's a ritual you have to do. It's not something you can do quick.
No, I mean, I know. I'm more meaning from a mechanical standpoint. Gisela would be able to do it. I'm meaning from a mechanical standpoint. It's
Yes.
something I would be able to do.
So you ride in the back, anointing weapons.
I would actually like to make a roll on this. If I get a critical success, I can do more weapons at once.
Oh. Oh, sorry. I did not see there was a roll associated with that. I figured it was kind of a ritualistic thing. So roll me an incantation test. Plus 10 because you have the time to do this.
Okay. Where's my incantation? Incantation is 75. So I have 3 levels of success, but it's not a crit success. It's a 45.
So you anoint them. I'm going to just say for one roll, you anoint them one at a time. It takes more or less the entire ride back. The sun is setting, but darkness actually descends much quicker than the setting sun as storm clouds are gathering on the horizon. There is a massive thunderhead heading towards you. Lightning is flickering constantly in the background. Aldar, you are reminded, Aldar, Nethra, and Gisela are reminded of like artillery bombardments that you've witnessed from this as it's backlighting the clouds as it's approaching. A cool breeze is cutting through that like hanging summer heat, promising rain as you can just feel a storm coming. You see the lights of the abbey and the camp before you arrive there. The camp is still well lit, and as you approach, it appears the military camp out in front, everybody is still kind of lingering about. There are some fires around, people are eating. The captain is out of his tent, pacing back and forth, kind of like getting a quick meal, but eating it standing, sort of, as the cart is seen and like called, and the captain kind of runs out and just says, there you all are. The fuck took so long? And he looks at y'all. You got a horse?
Yep.
Damn it, Nethra, I can't be mad at you now.
What else?
Also, look at these. Look at
He like looks at, where the hell did you get those from?
They couldn't shoot for shit, so I kept them.
That might be something we need to talk about.
You could hand him the orders you got.
Yeah, but I'd rather talk to him about them. I'll show them to him, but I don't want to like give them to him.
All right.
There's-
Gisela, are you gonna where'd you all get this all from?
We got ambushed by a scouting party. Other professionals. There's forces meeting up between the Eastern contingent and the North. They're going to hammer where our fellows fell back to.
Well, shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking to make a push to the capital.
He looks at this cart, turns back and says, well, if that's not the best reason I've heard to get ready to move, then I don't know what is. We're gonna move. And kind of turns back and says, we're leaving in the morning. We're heading back
Here-
to the army.
There might be a better reason to get going now.
The two enemy forces, one of them which we didn't know existed, is moving, and our main contingent may be getting hammered into oblivion. And you say this is not the top of my problem list.
No.
No, the top of your problem list is that the medicinal supplies we were sent for were not medicinal supplies. They were very toxic poisons. Probably enough to kill at least half this camp.
If not all of it, if properly administered.
That and a whole bunch of dead bodies out there that may or may not come back to life. Just saying.
The sisters have been awfully kind, but they've also haven't been necessarily doing all their duties. We may be been the guests of a cult.
We also might totally be overreacting, but let's maybe be safer than
Either way,
sorry.
we're moving out tonight. So I'm going to get these all organized. And why don't you all go make sure that any of the walking wounded in there or anyone who's near enough to walking is able to move in the morning, and you can all peek in on the sister to confirm any of your suspicions. I don't know why the captain just shifted accents right there.
Okay, Captain, should things be as bad as I think they are, I just want to ask permission beforehand, given your current mood. Permission to use arse.
If heresy or otherwise is occurring inside that abbey, you have my full discretion to call down the complete and total judgment of the God Emperor and all other powers there be upon it. Just give me a shout so I know to set up a battle line.
Okay.
And she's gonna turn to Nethra's gonna turn to Remsa and say, how are you at throwing shit?
Well, not enthusiastically.
Cool, here, have this. And she will hand him one of her the glass
Grenades.
grenade. Glass grenade. Because
What's
glass
that?
grenades are only simple ranged, not martial ranged.
Sounds just good of a place to
So
call.
is everyone heading into the abbey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The night
I'm
is
going to unhitch the cart from the horse.
Gotcha. The night is utterly still as you walk into the courtyard. The cots are full, but everyone is laying utterly still. As you walk by, you do not see chests rising and falling with breath. At the center of the courtyard kneels the Reverend sister. She is facing east. Behind her, the storm cloud that you all saw billows as thunder rolls across. She is hunched over an ancient tome open. When you get about 20 yards from her, without looking up, she simply says, "You're late. I had to make do without you."
Remsa, throw it at her head! Throw it at her head!
Can we see the book?
Hey.
Well, let's. Grimsaw, do you follow orders?
Yeah.
Roll a simple ranged.
All right, it's not good, but it exists.
She also just operated on the theory you're taller than her, therefore your range must be therefore bigger, longer than hers.
This is for distance and for glory.
All right, here we go. 11 out of 46.
11 out of 46. All right.
And that's a crit.
The glass grenade. Let's really quickly look what the glass grenade does.
Yeah, because that's the one that's simple, right? I got
The glass
Yeah.
grenade. Gas. Gas. All right, so we need to really quickly. So I'm going to assume the gas is damaging. As
yeah, it says it affects multiple targets in a burst template and remains the gas effect remain immobile for 1d10 plus 1 minute.
yeah, the gas effect like hovers over
Yeah.
the site.
which
as
is threw it inside a building. That's great.
so it like directly over her as it breaks, and you see the figure rise out of the gas. As she turns to look, eyes glowing with an amethyst light. Cute tricks. The thing about gas is one must need to breathe for it to work. She looks you over and says, "You will serve as food. Never let it be said that Mama Zara doesn't provide for those in her care." And she takes out a curved dagger and slashes her forearm and runs the blood over the book.
Grr.
There is a huge, like, burst of amethyst light that shoots into the sky. The thunderhead in the distance, like, immediately begins to glow and royal as light starts shooting out from it, and the visage of a skull appears in it as it opens its mouth, and a roll of thunder comes across it. The Reverend Sister is turned, arms open towards the skull, and she screams to it, "We shall shatter the cycle together, mistress. We shall bring peace through the great silence." And every single body sits up.
All right.
That's what we're going to call for tonight.
Yeah.
How good are we at running?
I'm decent at running. That's why I made sure to unhitch the
Okay.
horse.
I think we're gonna want the stuff in that cart though.
I didn't put anything away. I just unhitched the horse in case we needed to redo it. And hitching a horse isn't going to take long.
Okay, I was gonna say like I don't want to leave the cart.
Horses fast, zombies slow. Go fast.
This feels like a go out the door, but all the way out, start with the arson and then make sure they don't get out the door.
I mean, I couldn't guarantee that Remsaw had martial ranged as well as simple ranged. I have more things that go boom.
Yeah.
What-
I felt like I was sitting there being like, oh man, which one is she going to give to Remshaw? And then she gave the glass grenade. I'm like, ooh, that's
Yeah, it was
not going to work out for everybody.
well, the
No.
option for the option to give to Remsaw for simple ranged was either the glass grenade or I could have given him the bottle bomb. Oh well. I missed that. I forgot that I had one of those. That wasn't on my sheet easily. I had the grass
But-
grenade and the other grenades.
Hey,
Well,
we-
everybody's weapons are anointed for 11 hours.
Yeah,
so
honestly,
they will-
Laura, that's a huge deal right now.
like,
that
so
is
they
a
will
huge
damage
deal
things
right
that
now.
cannot be damaged without magic.
That is going to be a massive deal next session because you guys can actually hurt some of the undead coming at you.
for 11 hours.
Some.
So like
Some.
it's not a measly amount of time.
All right.
Ooh.
So we're leaving off with our party being at the epicenter of an undead army rising. Yeah, I'm gonna hand things back off to Prax. Prax, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate this. I'm sure everything will be fine. I have more fire. It's fine. There'll be more fire. It's fine. Sorry, I picked the wrong one this time. It'll be better next time. But I will let everyone go around, say who they are, say where you can find them online. Don't forget, Cast, you can drop your links in chat, share all of the good things, and also just share some general love with the world. So we're going to start directly underneath me and go around because we did not get to introduce Billy tonight. So, hey, Billy, how are you?
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Good. Pretty tired, not gonna lie to you. But always a great time getting to play with really good people. Yeah, I'm super grateful to be able to be a part of this game and play with all these amazing folks. You can find me on the internet at Strength Saves. I'm in chat as Bill of the Forest because changing names is hard. But personal life note, if there's a friend you've been thinking about that you haven't reached out to touch base, fucking do it, because you don't know how long they're going to be with you. So this is your fucking reminder. Do it. Tonight, actually. And on that note, that's it for me.
Indeed. And then next up, Laura. Hey, Laura, how are you doing? How's life going for you?
Continuing on. So doing okay. Thankfully, we definitely got all of our crits out on those exceptionally important shopping and list reading rolls. So got those all out of our system. We won't need to have those for the rest of the game.
I've got 3 new sets of dice. It's fine.
Need sets of dice. Laura's actually like, she's probably got 6 more that she could roll for this session.
I only have 2 sets right here next to me. I'd have to get into the drawer for additional sets of D10.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then next up, the fabulous Pope. Hey, Pope, how you doing? How's life going?
Hey, doing well. Hey, everybody. Pope here, Pope Worldblood on Twitter, Pope Worldblood on Twitch, other all your streams. If you want to catch up with me and know what I'm up to, go ahead and follow that Twitter. I will post whenever there is a tweet of anything that you will see me or a bunch of other wonderful people that you should be giving a look at and supporting. Had a great deal of fun tonight. Could not unfortunately save the captain, as Gisela's tender mercies were more in the quick solutions setting. But I'm looking forward to a great deal of arson and running away. That's what next week sounds like, is a lot of arson and running away. So
There was only going to be a problem.
like, yeah, but that is a reminder, everyone stretch, and look forward to seeing you next week.
And then last but certainly never least, our wonderful GM for the evening. Hey, Tom, how you doing? How's life going for you?
I'm real good right now. This was a lot of fun. We got a good amount of suspicion going, and yeah, I was really excited to have our I'm forgetting like the Heart Home moment, where just like the necromancer raises an army of the undead with all the players watching. If we're doing like our shouts for the moment, I am super grateful for all the other places that let me run these Zweihander adventures here. This being the most recent of them, like Prax, thank you so much. If you want a little more backstory, well, I guess it's weave the tale now, but back on old Encounter Roleplay, we have brought back an old player character in Zara, who who maybe at the end of the season fell to necromancy and joined an undead cult and is popping back up here like 25 years later, raising undead armies. So that's always fun. And shout out to Chai wherever you are. We lost touch, and I really hope you're doing all right.
All of the above. And as for me, I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for being here. If you've missed out on any of the episodes, you want to check out the VODs, you can check them out over on YouTube. I have one. It works. I put things up in lists. Zweihander will be going up tomorrow, I promise. You can find me at Dear Jonlin on Twitter, or Prexgor with Esmiophoria, if you see me around here on Twitch. And on Sunday, Witcher Roads Home. And if you thought this is dramatic as fuck, I would just like to point out that lit a forest on fire when they rained. But they did manage to kill the demon that they were fighting at the time. So there's that. And now they get to meet all of their exes. It's great. We're just gonna drive through and have this whole time about meeting everybody's ex. Right? Right, Billy? Right? Right?
Billy accepts that.
And then, but you can also, I'll probably also be streaming some more Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as we like to call it, hashtag Falling with Style, sometime this week. Just check out. I'll be doing some fun stuff, and probably some more world building for the new Epic D&D campaign that will be coming soon to the channel. The announcements being, keep on the lookout, because there will be things that will be happening. Other than that, check my Twitter, because I was post where I'm going to be, and the wonderful, fabulous, fine folks like these here that I get to hang out with. But we should send some love out, and we should do that. We should go see Lindy, because they're playing some Upon the Hexamshire Moor, and Lindy and just all the drama is the answer. It's just all the drama. So we'll let that go, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Okay. We're...
There we go.
We are now officially clear. Just as we were finishing that, the entire Streamlabs failed.
Oh, wow.
We were
Oh,
still
no.
live. But, oh no, it's still running.
Thank you all for a really pleasant night of gaming. Today was rough, and I really appreciated having this. Oh.
Are we still live?
Unless somebody wants to do something, you don't have to.
I was in Lindy's. Yeah.
I feel like this requires the we'll fix it in post. Just being
Well,
put
the
officially
problem
on
is that I can't open Streamlabs, and it's still live.
Oh,
So I can't figure out how to
Kill it.
kill
gotta
it.
kill it. Yeah.
Which is what I can do. And I can't kill it from Twitch. Well, what I'm going to do is just shut down the whole computer. So I love you all and have a good night.
Have a
Right.
good night.
Take care.
See ya.